Hello, my name is Ricardo Mendoza, and I just finished the case study, and I'm about to present what I learned in this case study, designing a pay structure. What I knew going into this case study is that the pay structures are important. They are made up of all the jobs in the United States, all formal jobs, and including international. And depending on the company, is that you could have a different pay structure compared to another business, and theirs might be higher, yours might be lower, yours might be higher, and theirs might be lower. Everyone's compensation is different um, depending on the role of that you have in the company. If a food service manager and a welder, that are work in the same company, it their pay would be different based on what they do, and some roles are valued more than others. This is more saying that in the previous example, the food service worker and the welder, because the welder can do more things for the company and it's more dangerous, they are getting compensated for their extra work. Progressing through the case study, I was able to familiarize myself with some of the concepts. It turns out actually done a bit of the math regarding uh, making a pay structure, and that made it a little more easier to complete it. More so with the increment weighted mean and multiplying the points out. But other than that, I've been I've done this before, and that made it a little bit more easier. Evaluating the same job but different companies. This just means that if I have a job in this company versus that job in a different company, it's a little different in terms of pay. It could be similar, but it doesn't necessarily need to be equal. And I learned that in this case. Um, Different ways to collect similar data. I mean this by the incubate weighted mean and the organizational weighted mean, where the incubate was a little more precise than the organizational weighted mean, where it was pretty simple, pretty quick, but marginally they were the same. After I finished the case study, this is what I have learned. Making a pay structure isn't that difficult. It's very important for new business owners from United States all over the country, that if they want to open up a shop and open positions for people to work for them, uh, that they would need to know this skill so they can attract and retain them. Um, it's something that varies from place to place. What I mean by that is someone living in New York and California, their cost of livings are way higher compared to someone who's living in a low cost of living like Vermont or Oregon. So it's something that needs to be taken in consideration when making a pay structure. Uh, must be taken seriously to attract and retain talent. Just because if someone makes a pay structure and they don't update it, they don't keep it competitive, it may attract people, but it may not retain them. And if you can't retain them, then you might lose out on your businesses because you lose your talent that makes the business successful. Thank you for your time, and peace.